Nutrition this morning, we're discussing plant-based diets, exploring the benefits of vegetarian and vegan diets and how to ensure that they're nutritionally balanced. Okay, Uju Honora is our guest today. She's a registered dietitian and nutritionist, and of course she provides expert nutritional advice, tips and practical tools to empower individuals in adopting healthier eating habits. It's great to have you once again. You're welcome.
Thank you. Good morning.
So what is a vegan diet and what is a vegetarian diet?
Okay.
Are they the same thing?
No, not exactly.
Okay.
Right. A vegan diet is a kind of vegetarian diet, right? So, but vegetarian diet is an umbrella term, right, for plant-based diet. That's a diet that's primarily more like 80% or sometimes 100% based on plant foods. Now, but vegan, on the other hand, is someone who is strictly on plant foods totally. But the thing about vegetarian diets is that there are other kinds of vegetarian diets. Somebody could be a partial vegetarian. That's where basically they eat plant foods and then addition of some animal foods like your eggs, your dairy products, but they do not eat red meat. There's actually also a type of vegetarian diet called pescatarians. These are people that eat plant foods and then seafoods only. They don't eat the eggs. Then there's lacto-ovo-vegetarian, there's lacto-vegetarian. These are just people that eat only plant foods and then addition of dairy products. So it's a big term. Vegetarian covers all of these terms, different kinds.
So, and what is the need? What is the need for them to do all of this? Is it health-based need or is it just personal preferences?
Well, it depends. There are various reasons, right? For some people, it could be health reasons, right? For some others, it could be because of taste. Some people don't like the taste of meat, surprisingly. It's not anything. It's just that they don't like the taste of meat. There's some others, there are people who do this because of humanitarian reasons, more like, oh, why should we kill something living and then eat it?
So for religious reasons
sometimes
also.
religious too, right? So there are just various reasons why people decide to, be vegetarians.
Okay. So how do they get the best? If you're going to go for a vegan or a vegetarian diet, how do you get the best to ensure that you get the best from it?
It's important I point out here that vegetarian diet is not bad, right? It's healthy. It can be healthy. But there's oftentimes a risk of nutritional deficiency. And this is because animal products are higher. Animal products like your meat, your eggs, your yogurt, your milk, they are usually higher in certain kinds of nutrients than plant products. So they could, if there's no balance for someone who's on a vegetarian diet, there's a risk of being nutritional deficient of very key nutrients like your vitamin B12, which is found only in animal foods. Vitamin B12, then you talk about calcium, zinc, iron, although these other three can be found in plant foods, but they are not in as high amounts as, animal products. But so if someone decides to do this, it's very important they understand what they are going into, just so that there's that awareness of and intentionality towards eating very well. Eating
Is that
rightly.
alternative towards getting those kind of minerals like you said now? You mentioned vitamin B12.
Yeah.
Is there an alternative for that one?
For vitamin B12, unfortunately, it can be found only in animal food.
Animal food, okay.
So that being the case, for someone to get that, right, for a vegetarian to, get vitamin B12, that means they're either taking supplements, right, or foods that are fortified, like your fortified cereals, foods that are fortified in B12.
But the supplements are still gotten from animals.
But,
they are processed from animals,
yeah,
right? This is said that you can only get vitamin B12 from animal food. That means that the processed food, you get it from the animal and then you process it. So
no, supplements are like, certain kinds of drugs.
I know, but then they are processed from the animals. Or is there any other way? Where are they got it from their natural state? Isn't it in animals?
These are like, I don't know, a whole lot of chemical, whatever, right? But point is, in that case, this person is still not eating meat to get it. It's not eating egg to get it, right? So it's more like an alternative, the best and
what are the
best
risks that this sort of people are what kind of risks are they susceptible to when it comes to their health? Now, since if the ones that want to be strict and decide not to take this kind of diets or animal food, what sort of risk are they susceptible to?
Again, like I mentioned earlier, it's those basically nutritional deficiencies. But it's also very interesting to know that people who are on plant-based diet are actually at a lower risk of having chronic diseases. Yes. Okay. This is because, for example, plant foods do not contain cholesterol at all. Right, and of course, cholesterol and dietary cholesterol, excessive intake of foods that are really high in all of cholesterol could, increase one's risk of heart disease, diabetes, and all of that. And also, animal foods, your meat, eggs, all of these things are sort of higher in saturated fats as opposed to plant foods. So actually, being a vegetarian has its own, in what I'll call pros, right, benefits. The risk is lower for them in terms of, of having a chronic disease because of this particular thing, the whole cholesterol.
Yeah, so we know about the pros. What are the cons?
The cons, again, are just that nutritional deficiency.
How does it play out? How does it show? Does it show in anything in the body? Is there any kind of disease that it could, make you open you to or something? Or is it just that you're deficient in it and it doesn't really affect any other thing in your body?
It does, right? Sometimes lowered immunity, right? Because all of these nutrients, like the B12, is also very, related to the immune function, right? Okay. So we talk about lowered immunity, and in some cases, in extreme nutrient deficiency, these are where people begin to have things like colored eyes, sparse hair, a very dehydrated skin, a lot of things, very wrinkled. They just look very funny, right? But internally, one major thing, like also, I think I forgot to mention a very key nutrient, protein. Protein, of course, has animal products, or animal foods rather, have structures that have complete amino acids as opposed to plant foods. And remember, these vegetarians are taking just plant foods. So there's also a very an implication for protein deficiency if they are not careful. Okay. And protein is important for immune function, for cognitive function, for muscle building, for bone building. So somebody who is a vegan diet can actually get osteoporosis. That's a deficiency in a bone health
a health condition.
So there is I keep boiling down to the fact that if you're going to be on a vegetarian diet, one thing is very important: a variety of food.
All right.
So,
thank you.
yeah.
All right. Thank you so much. We will continue on this because we don't have time. There's just so much that you have to expatiate on this one.
Yeah.
We'll continue on this. All right.
Thank you.
So let's head over now. MM, what's happening?